Gubat is one of those secrets you want to keep just for yourself. It's nestled within lush tropical trees and has a wide beach break that sprawls into the horizon. But the beauty of Gubat isn't just in its scenery and natural wonders. It's the people that make it such a special place. From local artisans to surfer cooks, their warmth and hospitality is infectious. It is considered to be the third largest town in Sorsogon and is part of the southeastern side of Luzon. Since it's part of the Bicol Peninsula and its beach break faces the Pacific Ocean, it makes it an amazing spot for surfing. I had the privilege of staying at SIAMA Hotel, designed and owned by renowned architect and designer Milo Naval. I learned about his inspiration for creating such an abode in the middle of the jungle, and also got to know what connects him deeply to the land.
Some 20 years ago, I started with my furniture manufacturing. We opened up a small workshop in Binyan, Laguna. I designed the furniture for my company, and then we sell all over the world. My wife's family is from here, and she grew up here. Some 6 years ago, we decided to put up a hotel here to also bring back our kids to their roots. Another reason is we also wanted to help in the tourism industry of the province. Basically, I'm really in love with the province. No? This is one province which is nice to live, especially for my growing daughter. I'd like her to experience also how it is to live in the province. I wanted to slow down a bit from what I'm doing, and I thought that this is one place where we can achieve that. Well, initially, we wanted the place to stay in the province. So we thought of a hotel that will be a home to everyone. No? So not just for us, but for friends and other relatives who are coming to the province. So we designed the hotel in a way that it is not a hotel. I mean, not very hotel-looking, but more of a home. So if you notice, layout, the design of the hotel itself is more like a home than a hotel.
I was so inspired by the design and hospitality of Milo Naval and his wife and business partner, Kat, that I wanted to create a meal that reflected that kind of philosophy. I wanted to challenge myself creatively by creating refined and elegant dishes. It was so invigorating to be able to feed off their energy and be in a space that encouraged that.
So yesterday was the day that I was gonna cook for Milo Naval, the very respected, accomplished interior designer and furniture designer. So it's actually quite an honor. I mean, look at this place. It's beautiful. It's modern Filipino. I was like, okay, I better do something, you know, modern Filipino. I better step up my game a little bit because I kind of just wanted to just make him happy and just really feed him good food in his place. So when we went to the market, we found really good produce, from the vegetables to the seafood. When we got to his kitchen, he was saying, oh, my kitchen is so simple, you know, it's messy, blah, blah, blah. But when you enter, it's still an extension of the resort. Every part, angle of this resort is beautiful. Up to the kitchen, up to the dirty kitchen, up to the grilling area. Being in this kitchen feels like you're in a super creative space. It's great, you know, nice energy, simple but good-looking kitchen. Sky's the limit in this kitchen. And everything we cooked was all original. We used different cooking techniques, but everything was 100% local. Hey, so we're here at the SIAMA kitchen. We will be having manuping. We'll bake this. I don't know with what yet. We have local scallops. We have native chicken. We have a bunch of things. No, sorry, I'm still thinking what we're making, so I'll tell you later. So I did it in courses. We started with the appetizer. Hello, everyone.
Hi, chef.
Ito yung ating KINILAW.
Wow.
So maybe what you guys can do is dip it and then get some meat, a bit of herbs, and voila. Then the soup. So it's made of cauliflower, leeks, mussels, gata is flavored kanina nakita ni Bitch. It's flavored with lato. So to lend the flavor of the sea, and we'll have it with malunggay bread. So I thought of serving soup because it was raining earlier. Then the fish salad. So this is our third course. It's crispy tawilis with lumpia wrapper, taco, cucumber, queso de bola, roasted onions, tomatoes, chili, and this is the vinegar from the KINILAW. What you do, wrapper, fish, vegetables, cheese, and then dip it in the vinegar. Okay, enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. And then main course, baked manuping with local scallops, butter, roasted vegetables. And this is, since it was raining earlier, this is red rice arroz caldo. Yeah. It was a nice feeling, you know, from the kitchen. You bring the food to them. They're curious, they're excited, they're intrigued. So I give them the food. At the beginning, of course, like, you're a little bit nervous. Okay, will they like this? I hope they enjoy it. And after the first course, okay, they're appreciating it, they're liking it, they're digging it. And when I served the third dish, which was the galunggong wrap dish, you could tell na they were talking about it, they were excited, they were giving you compliments na.
It's always fascinating to listen to the stories of people in their hometowns and how they start things that mean a lot to them. Over lunch, I got to talk to Milo's wife, Kat, and asked her what it was like growing up in Sorsogon.
So what about Sorsogon?
Siguro for him, it's laid back, you know, just relax. You know. But of course, there are a lot of things to do. It's just that the pace is not the same. You're still productive, but then you're not stressed by other things.
Yeah, you can work from here.
Yes.
You can work from any corner of the hotel. I mean, yeah, from here to Manila.
Yeah.
I do my work, most of my work now from this from this place.
This is your creative space, kumbaga, no? Your creative environment.
Yeah. Quiet lang, ganyan.
It felt very rewarding. It was such an honor to cook for Milo.
We were joined by Bidge, who started Buena Vista Surf Camp along with his girlfriend Pia, who were both very passionate about helping the local kids in Gubat.
I've heard so much about Bidge and Pia through other common friends. And they would always say, oh, when you go to Gubat, you gotta meet Bidge. He has a good program with the kids. And so when I finally met them, he's very passionate, very into his advocacy. They have a good partnership with his girlfriend, Pia.
Well, for the longest time, if you surf in Gubat, people will look at you thinking, ano ginagawa ng tao? First few days of surfing in Gubat, may lumapit sa akin ng mga isda sa lineup. Tinanong ako, ano ba nahuhuli mo dyan? Sitting on my board and I was like curious, checking out kung may line ako, may net ako. So the kids, they naturally became curious. They started borrowing my board. So every time babalik ako sa shore to get a drink of water, pagbalik ko, nasa board ko, ginagamit na ng mga kids. I realized na if you get the kids addicted on surfing, you could motivate them to do better things. Kasi if you approach a kid na out of school, yun sabihin mo, mag-aral ka na mabuti. Baka murahin ka to eh. Ano bang pakialam mo sa akin? We have no moral high ground over them. Pero once coach ka nila, and then you tell them, okay, your surfing is good, but your grades suck. Tapos you threaten them, babawiin ko yung boards. Kung may bagsak ka pa next eh. And it's successful kasi we already have college graduates.
And you know, I respect what he's doing. You know, he's doing good for the community. He's looking after these 70 kids. Basically, siya yung tatay. You know, he teaches them, he guides them, because he cares.
And now we're handling more than 70 kids. We have 7 college graduates. We've produced 1 valedictorian elementary, 1 salutatorian elementary.
And Pia, the girlfriend, is also very supportive. She shares the same advocacy, and, you know, it takes two to tango, and they're a good combination.
So yung mentorship program, ganun yung system eh. Tinulungan ko kayo, tutulungan niyo yung iba, sila tutulungan ng iba. So on and so forth. Until we hit 70.
So Friday ngayon, mamaya wala silang after school to surf na yan.
Puno yan. So I guess, dahil amihan, may requirement lang kami na hinihingi. Before you hit the surf, clean up muna.
Ulat muna.
May alon ba mamaya?
May alon.
Tara!
Sure. Parang mas gusto ko yung, yung surf story than the love story.
Hindi dahil yata sa surf story, nagkaroon ng love story.
When you walk out to the wide beach break of Gubat, you'll notice one thing. There are no crowds. There are multiple spots and just a few people surfing. It's heaven for surfers. It's the perfect place to learn and push yourself. And the best part is that the locals are so friendly, and they're more than willing to go out for a surf session with you and teach you the ropes of the spot.
Surfing in Gubat started at that time, mga 60s pa. No one knew about surfing. In fact, Gubat waters or Gubat waves before was, to them, it's kind of scary. The big waves, they don't know what to do with the waves or how to enjoy the waves. Up to a few years ago, surfing became popular here, which Beach Villaroya started and his group.
We surfed yesterday around 5 p.m. It was very, very windy. The waves were very choppy, but you could see all these kids doing all kinds of things with the waves. Kung kaya nila, bakit hindi ko kakayanin? Kahit paano, I learned a lot from yesterday, even though I kept wiping out. And it was nice to be in the lineup with Bidge.
Beach of Buena Vista Surf Camp took me around his crab farm and explained how the process works. It made me realize how Gubat is so rich in biodiversity, and it has such an impact on the environment.
So today, Beach took me to his crab farm, and it was actually very, very educational. It felt like I was with my dad because my dad used to have this prawn farm.
We're here in what we call Amugis fish pond. Nobody was using it anymore because very acidic yung soil. I started to operate this to experiment new techniques and technologies dito. So now, we got the acidity of the soil down. Nag-culture lang kami ng tilapia and other fish. And we just let the natural seeds of the alimango in. And they were, binubungkal nila yung lupa and the fish were filtering out all the dirt. We harvested, we dried it, and the pH level or the acidity was down. So now, dito kami nag-experiment ng mga bagong techniques sa pag-alaga ng alimango.
From planting the mangroves around the pond, to feeding the crabs, to harvesting them, to protecting them, to why the crabs here are sweeter because of the salinity of the water from the Pacific.
Yung crabs sa this side of the Philippines, ano ang difference sa other side?
Well, most fish ponds and wild crabs na nahuhuli sa Pacific side, exposed sila sa higher salinity.
Okay.
So they take a longer time to grow, but they taste sweeter.
Is it also because Pacific side mas malamig yung tubig, may nag-a-affect rin
I think there is an effect because pag Pacific side talaga, especially here in Sorsogon, wala naman big industry dito. So ang dagat talaga malinis.
Yeah.
At saka, as you can see, we maintain the mangroves outside and inside the fish pond. So yung diet ng alimango, hindi yan feeds, natural yan. They eat the snails, the fishes, and the algae inside the pond.
So kanina, Beach, nag-uusap kami sa kusinero ko. We were planning the menu for the kids. So we said, all right, let's do a fried chicken sandwich with Filipino spaghetti, and let's get a guy to bring the dirty ice cream.
Yeah.
And then, nung nakita ko yung mud crabs mo, sabi ko, teka lang, halo natin to sa... Kasi gagawa ko ng aioli. So ngayon, yung aioli magiging talangka aioli na.
Okay.
So...
Yung alige.
Alige,
I-mix mo yung alige ng alimango.
It was a very educational day. Learned a lot.
love surfing here in Gubat because there's no crowd, the locals are still super nice and they just take you in. And there's really a lot of spots na hindi pa nasa-surf. For me, riding a wave, it's more than just being stoked. I get reminded if I don't have the piece that I need. It's a phenomena, a wave. That force comes from all the way out there and hitting the shore. And you meet that wave, you get to ride it, and that's, for me, pure joy.
Pursige ako mag-surf noong 2014. Doon ako nakasama papuntang daet. Nagustuhan ko yung surfing kasi nakakatanggal siya ng stress. Then masaya sa pakiramdam pag nakakasakay ka na ng alon. Parang wala kang dalang problema.
After surfing with the kids at Buena Vista Surf Camp, I decided to make a Filipino children's party brunch. Along with the help of some of the kids, I made spaghetti and chicken burgers. It was refreshing to be able to teach Nika basic cooking techniques. You could just see it in her eyes. She would just light up whenever I would give her something to do in the kitchen.
Maraming salamat sa pagpunta. So ngayon gumawa kami ng spaghetti na tinulungan ako ni Nika.
Pag nag-slice ka, yung kamay mo, huwag ganyan. Kasi kailangan nakaganon. Tapos i-slide mo, okay?
San si Mika, thank you very much sa tulong mo. Ang galing mo. You are very smart. You have so much potential. Ituloy mo yung pagluluto mo kung pwede. So ngayon meron kaming chicken sandwich. It's with garlic mayonnaise na nilagyan namin ng taba ng talangka. Tapos may cabbage. Fried chicken, medyo maalat-alat. Yung sandwich natin maalat-alat para pang kontra sa tamis-tamis na spaghetti. Tapos meron tayong dito juice. Alright, kain. Atak!
Can it get any better than this? Being able to skate and bike in a clear boardwalk? Taking a sunset boat ride with good company over glasses of wine and feasting on varieties of seafood. And did I mention the scallops? There's just an abundance of them here, and they're just amazing.
So Milo took us to a sunset cruise. And the guy is grabe, true to form. He dressed up the boat, he put tables, banig, beanbag, music. The lovely wife was there, the daughter, his friends. It was beautiful. We had 3 kinds of scallops, KINILAW scallops, scallop balls, crispy scallops. And then sabi ko, grabe yung scallops ginagawa lang speedballs dito because it's so cheap and it's so abundant. We also had really sweet and juicy oysters. We just added vinegar. I felt like I was in France having those kind of oysters. They were so sweet. We had these really nice mussels that the kitchen made. We had beer, we had wine. This is work, but grabe, this is what you call a dream job.
Watching the sunset over the horizon was such a gift, and I'm so grateful for the experience.
When things aren't perfect, it teaches you to be resilient. Just example, the waves. They're rough, but you have to figure it out. And once you do, you'll be fine. You gotta adapt to the situation. I guess it's part of growth. There has to be something that's not going right, pero you just gotta figure it out. I was actually very surprised with myself that I was able to make a somehow fancy meal because I just adapted to my environment.
What does it mean to fall in love with a place? To come back home and feel a connection so strong, it feels almost palpable. You feel this invisible string tying you to your surroundings. The smell, the sounds, the taste, and the feeling all encapsulated in your memory, creating a deep sense of nostalgia. Gubat revealed itself through my encounters with the people who grew up there and those that came back to call it home again. It's difficult to put your fingers on something so intense and magical. But when you're seeing and hearing people talk about a place with such immensity, it can only be likened to that experience of falling in love. And you can't help but start to feel that way towards the place as well.